When you go to any big town or city, or really any hamlet now, if you go anywhere, everything costs, doesn't it? You know what I mean, chums? That's the reason why I know people laugh and joke, but that's why I always take a flask or some snacks in a bag, because truly, who can afford even now to stop off for a coffee or a cup of tea? It has to be a treat, doesn't it? And when you look at those tourist attractions, and I've mentioned them recently, you know, we had this big hullabaloo over here about how Universal are going to be building a brand new theme park, an adventure park, somewhere up in Bedfordshire. Meanwhile, just up the road in Blackpool, the Pleasure Beach is having to cut its opening hours because people simply can't afford it. And that's part and parcel of the problem. But you see, some people are very clever and very, shall we say, forward thinking in making sure that they get a bargain to see and go round some of the most historical sites over here in the United Kingdom. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for your time. I'll have a lovely wave. You see behind me here is a beautiful traditional hotel. It's a wonderful hotel, in fact, and started at the turn of the last century. It used to be called the Coburg Hotel. Many famous people have stayed there, including Marlene Dietrich, when she did some very famous last concerts, not in the centre of London. Oh, no. She was doing this at Wimbledon Theatre around about 1974. I took the Central Line, which runs underneath the hotel, to get to that particular destination. Yes, you see, celebrity news everywhere you turn. It's a little bit like this particular story, isn't it? You know, when you think, as I often say, everything's really expensive. And over here, going to something like Madame Tussauds or, you know, the London Eye, the big wheel as we call it, you know, you really do have to be sure that, you know, unless you've got coupons or a discount or you're able to get some, you know, concessions, it's just very expensive. But this particular company, the National Trust, amongst many others, are falling foul of their do-goodery, as it might be said. You see, the Walker Artery a while back decided that, in fact, the illegal migrants, you know, the illegals, the refugees, the boat people, the small boat people, whatever you want to call them, those people that come over here illegally to the United Kingdom, as you know, get £50 a week, somewhere to live, food, phone, dentist appointment, free healthcare, and if they've got children, of course, free education too. Meanwhile, somebody like me, who wants to go, for instance, to the National Trust, a property, well, that can range from £20 through to £70. Or indeed, I might become a member, and that's over £1,000 a year. Very expensive, right? But not if you're very clever. You see, for refugees, there's a special scheme, and that is just simply £2. But the problem that they're having with the National Trust that they don't want you to know about is it's very difficult for them to define exactly who's a refugee, particularly if you are using an accent. And many people have now been fooling the National Trust by getting through, claiming they don't have the documents or indeed they don't understand. And the reason why they're getting through those gates and being able to look round those spectacular properties is because people don't want to be seen as, well, offensive. You know, they are frightened of being reported. And of course, in this two-tier system that we're now currently living under over here, literally right now, all thanks to the current British Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, well, you don't want that to get into the news. But this is apparently a bit of a scam that's on the rise, not just with the National Trust, I might point out, but with various other museums and tourist attractions that you've got to pay for. Now, I'm not advocating that you should do the same thing, but isn't it strange to think that on the same day that I rang up and said, well, I'm a refugee, that would be £2, but for me, and if I was to say take you along with me, that will be £25 each. Plus, of course, there's subsidies in their coffee shops and all sorts of stuff. So it seems strange, doesn't it? The harder the work, you know, that you work, the more that you pay for life's treats and luxuries. Meanwhile, if you turn up here illegally, well, virtually you can get it all for free. Famously said, the best things in life are free. That was a hit song, wasn't it? Seems it's coming true too. Neil Sean, Hyde Park, London.